I am completely and utterly baffled by the notion that the State of the Union is one man's fault. That's what I said. I am completely baffled. When Trump took office, for 2 years we had to listen to how he was cleaning up Obama's mess. And here it is 2 years into Biden's reign, and all we have to hear is it's all his fault. Well, what about cleaning up after Trump's mess? Oh, that's right, Trump was perfect. He didn't make a mess. I got you. I figured it out. Okay, I got you. You people are all complete morons. Anybody and everybody who believes that one man is in charge of this country is completely out there. One man is not in charge of this country. One woman is not in charge of this country. Nobody is in charge of this country except the government. The government is not a single entity. It is representatives of the entire United States, House and Senate, for anybody who doesn't know how it works. And I'm going to throw something down at you you guys don't want to hear, and that's okay, because, apparently it's my gig. So back when Obama was president of the United States, he wanted to raise minimum wage from what was then about $5 an hour to $10 an hour over the period of his presidency. I know they don't talk about that. He managed to get it to $7.25 in the state of Texas. And then the Republicans voted against it. It's history. You can look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. I don't really care. But it is a fact. So you guys want to blame the State of the Union on somebody, start blaming the entire government. And stop saying, oh, thanks Biden. How about thanks Trump, thanks Obama, thanks Bush, thanks Clinton. Why don't you thank everybody? Because this has been ongoing for decades. Do you know what that means? That's like 10-year increments that make up the time period you have right now. Decades. This country is in a state of peril and nobody seems to care. You just want to blame everybody. Blame shifting. You want to blame people who don't have jobs. If you don't like where you work, get another job. Do you know how freaking easy that is? Let me tell you, it's not easy. You might think it's easy. You're wrong. You are dead wrong. Not everybody is hiring, and those who are hiring, by the way, just in case you don't know, they want a specific person. You don't get to walk in a door and get a job. You have to qualify. I want you to understand what that word means. That means you have to be what they want you to be. And if you are not that exact person, you're not going to get the job. So a 20-year-old person who's never worked is not going to walk into a job and just get hired. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. They want you to be experienced in cleaning, to clean something. What? Yeah. Childcare. Reading all this stuff, childcare wants you to have experience at least 1, 2, 3 years caring for children. Who raised you? Any female on this planet that has children is qualified to take care of your kid. I just want you to know that. But then they all want references. How about my kids? How about my kids? They're pretty much references. They're alive, they eat, they're fun. Why don't you think about that? You don't. Because you want a specific thing. And that's your right. Don't get me wrong. It is your right as an employer to want a specific thing. But you don't get to tell people if you tried harder, you could get a job. It's not the way it's working around here. I'm sorry. You don't just walk into a building and get hired. Well, unless you're my son. And sometimes. But most people are struggling. The majority of this country is in bad shape. And it's not one person's fault. It's actually all of our fault. You don't want to give people a chance. There are people out there who went to prison for, I don't know, any kind of little thing, maybe, possession of weed. Okay, let's say they spent 3 years in prison for that. Lord, I hope not. But let's say they did. A prospective employer sees, oh, you were in jail. Can't hire you. Excuse me? I made a mistake as a kid, or I made a mistake in my youth, and you can't hire me now? I'm a hard worker. I know a lot of people that have been inmates, and they work their butts off. They work harder than other people that have a silver spoon in their mouth. Yeah, I said it, and I meant it. So stop thinking about everything and everybody in one particular way, and start actually asking yourself if this person is a good person. Start asking yourself, does this person need a job? Because that's what's important in this world, and it's getting tougher out there. And for those of you who want to believe that it's all one person's fault, you're the problem. Just say